breaks my heart, but I'll show you guys why you shouldn't like me. So like, you know, I recently started smoking weed a lot more when I recently started smoking a lot more. Like, I used to just casually do it, but now I'm more competitively smoking. But like, I started building up a tolerance over the summer, which kind of made me like really upset, because I was like, nah, it's gonna cost so much more. I'm like, dude, we gotta lower the prices of drugs, dude. This shit's getting out of hand. But like, so then I was like, I'm getting used to this, and I'm like, I gotta start smoking crack or something. This shit isn't working for me anymore. And then I come up here and I meet my buddy Gabe, and then he's like, oh bro, you wanna chief this like fucking wizard wand I got real quick, dude? And I'm like, all right, cool. Little did I know this fucking Vada Kedavra I was chiefing on. I took 2 puffs, I went non-verbal for like 2 hours. And I started contemplating my life choices and shit. And I was like, dude, please, if I can get out of this one more time, I'll never get high again. And then I got out of it, and then I got high again. Let's see what, I don't like, a lot of these are like old jokes that I don't really like, because I don't actually plan any of this shit. I just kind of go up and I just say what I think is funny at the time. You know, because I've been doing stand-up for like, I don't know, like a year now. And like, it did really well. It started doing really well for me. I started to get like traction and shit. Like the other day I did a show and I did really well. I fucking killed it. I almost had a threesome afterwards, dude. It was like really, I only needed like 2 more people, dude. Yeah, and then, you know, it's like me as a person, I like to come up on stage and do this because I feel like I can show you guys like, you know, who I am and like shit like that. And because I'm a funny ass dude, I'm a narcissist, you know, I'd suck my own dick, my ribs went in the way. But like, so, and I feel like I'd be a great, you know, ambassador of Earth if we ever met aliens. Because, you know, aliens, they're real, dude, they have to be. And I'm talking about like extraterrestrials, not like my cousins and shit, you know. Like, I want to meet ETs, not Chewies. I want to meet some aliens outside the Milky Way, not aliens who go orale way. I want to meet some Martians, not Martians. I want to meet some extraterrestrials, not Edgars and Silverados. I worked really fucking hard on that joke. Day and night trying to come up with shit that rhymes with shit you can still make alien jokes about, but not enough to just straight up be racist. Because I got to be careful with that. Because now I got the yeah, I'll tell you what, dude, fucking ET shit, man. Fucking stealing our jokes and our jobs. Yeah, my mom fucking hates that joke, dude. Because every time I tell her, she's like, no way, you're Mexican, why are you telling that joke? The one thing she hates more than that joke is my impersonation of her. That's not how I sound. Okay, Mom. And then I got a joke about a drinking game, but I kind of forgot it because I was faded. But like, I don't even like drinking games. I don't even like drinking. It fucking sucks, dude. Because like, I'll talk mad shit. I'll be like, dog, I'll go shot for shot with you right now. And then I get like a slight tummy ache, and I'm like, I don't want to drink no more, guys. This isn't fun. I want to go home. I want to go to bed, man. And it's like, I fucking hate drinking. But my friends like drinking, and I'm really competitive. Is that cute?
Yeah, what's up?
Don't look back there.
Showing up just for you.
Let me see what else I got here, guys. I should start practicing this shit.
Yeah.
I got that. I don't like that. Okay, I guess I like this joke. So, you know, I'm assuming all of you go to college here. And so, like, this is like, recently I didn't buy an airplane because I was like, this shit's overpriced as fuck, like for some mid-ass food. Yeah. And so then I was like, I'll just ball out to whatever, dude. You know, like my fast food was having a bunch of shit with that. And then I realized that married people get more money on fast food. So then I talked to my best friend Lucas, and I was like, dude, we have to get married so that we can get so much more, we can get so much more money from fast food. And he's like, dude, I don't go to college, I don't need that shit. And then I was like, listen, bro, we can just marry me. We can sign like a fucking, what's the little thing you sign before you marry like a fat bitch? I'm kidding. What's it called? Prenup, right? Prenup, right? So I was like, we'll just get a prenup and we'll get married, dude, it's whatever. And he was like, but what if they like try to like interview us and see if that we're, you know, we're not actually gay? And I was like, well, we just gotta fake it till we make it, dude. And so then he's like, so like, in my head, I'm imagining it's like a Chuck and Larry thing, how like you have to go to court and prove your gayness. And so I'm thinking like, how do we just straight up do it? And they're like, all right, this is confirmed. We can't arrest these guys. And I was like, Lucas, we have to have sex in the courtroom. And he's like, I'm not having sex with you in the courtroom. And I'm like, we either have sex right now in the courtroom or we have sex in cell block A with Bubba. It's your choice, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that's I don't want to take too long because I know there's a lot of shows and shit want to go up, so that's about all I got, y'all. Huh? I don't have anything left, bro.
One more, come on.
One more? Shit, let me see what I got. I'm gonna pull some shit out the back here. This shit just says watching car accidents get into fucking for fun. This one just says like getting arrested. You guys want to hear that one? Yeah. I was like 8 and breaking into houses because I had nothing better to do. So anyway, so it's me, my buddy, like I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna call him Dylan, Kyler, and Trey. So it's me, Dylan, Kyler, and Trey. And you notice this house, it's already been broken in, so let's just go throw rocks at the windows for fun. So we're throwing rocks through it, and we're like, dude, if that worked, why don't we just walk in the house? So we walk into the house, because we're like, we gotta pick up the rocks so we can dip out, you know, so they don't track our fingerprints. When they didn't have our fingerprints in the first place, so that's not how it works. But, you know, we're 8 and dumb and, you know, good rats. So we go in, I pick up my rocks and shit, and we're just smashing the TV just because we're ghetto. And then I'm like picking up these rocks, and then I look up and I'm in the hallway, and I see like the bedroom doorway, and I see this old ass man standing there staring at me. And I ran, dude, that was it. That was just, and then we got arrested by a sheriff, and the sheriffs were like, what are you guys doing in this alley alone? And someone called a break-in just happened. We don't know. We did the same thing when we started a fire in a trash can, and the firemen came. The firemen actually believed us though. Versus the, they had a sheriff arrested us easy. This one just says, y'all playing chess, I'm playing checkers, and then it just says Wayman. Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm kind of out of good jokes, so Wu-Tang.
Doing higher.
Thank you. Yeah, I like them to boo me when I walk up, so that this is the lowest I can get. It's only build up from here. Right? So usually I do like stand up. It's like, I don't know. I do it a lot. I'm kind of good at it, I guess. So I guess. So last time I performed, I told a story about how I got arrested, but then I forgot the punchline because it's really easy to get in your head up here and forget stuff. So the story was just like me and my friends broke into a house one time, and we like stole a TV or something, and then we ran out, and then cops caught us, and then they were like, "What are you guys doing with this house that just had a break-in?" We were like, "Nothing, officer," and the officer was like, "I clearly know you guys are stealing," and so then they arrested us, and then we went back to the fucking the little holding cell, like whatever it was. They like processed us. And I like to tell that story to make it seem like I had like a stone cold posture the entire time, and I was just like a hard, you know, criminal. But in actuality, I cried like a bitch in the back of the squad car, and I was crying during my fucking mugshot. And ever since then, I've never broken into a house, so they scared me straight, I guess. So I guess I'm just gonna start off real quick with just a story about how I met. I guess you can call him a friend. A couple weeks ago when I was at like a little party or something. So my buddy calls me, he's like, dude, are you on the way to this party? Because the vibe's a little different than what we're used to. And then I listen in to like what's happening in the background, and there's like some shindig country music playing. And I was like, oh shit, all right, well, looks like this is what we're doing tonight. And so I pull up and I show up and I meet someone, and I immediately walk up and this guy approaches me. He's like, dude, I fucking love the mullet, bro. And I was like, I appreciate it, dude. It was either this or the fucking Drake haircut with the little heart. And then we started talking and whatever, and then I'm cutting it up with him, and then I let it slip. I called him a hick one time, and he was like, hey, dude, don't be saying that word, man. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? And he's like, that's our word. You can't be saying that word, dude. And I was like, what do you mean it's your word? He's like, that's like our N-word. Are you a hick, dude? I was like, I'm not a hick. I'm a Mexican, dude. So you're a Mexican? I'm like, yeah. So you can't say the word, dude. You can't call me a hick. And I was like, can I call you my hicka? And then I thought he was gonna knock me the fuck out. But then he stared at me for about like 10 seconds. And he's like, and the hardest, most heartfelt laugh I've ever heard in my entire life from like this 6'4" Bubba looking dude. And then he was just like, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard. You're one of the good ones, Noe. And I was like, thanks. Wait, what? But and as I move on, so like. I work at Home Depot because I can't beat Mexican stereotypes. And so like
I like to tell Home Depot jokes, but it's kind of hard to tell them because it's usually just like, they're really niche jokes that you'd only get if you work there. And it's like I could tell the jokes here, but then you guys would be like, this guy's just breaking laws and rules at a store that is clearly dangerous. And also, I don't want to lose my job because I really enjoy my job. I don't work at this Home Depot, I work at like a small one in my hometown. But I'm gonna tell this story about my coworker named Roger. Right? Roger is this like 70-year-old, like, I salute him just because he's a Vietnam War veteran, badass dude, right? He's like, if you imagine a bishop from like the Bible, that's what he looks like, right? And so me and Roger, I'm in the break room one time on my phone, just scrolling through whatever, like on TikTok, and then Roger walks in, and Roger comes from that generation where they just want to talk to you, and I'm like, I'll talk to Roger, I don't mind talking to him. And so it was during June when like they had like, Home Depot celebrates like a little Pride Week. They're like, wear your color on your day or whatever. And Roger's seen it, and Roger sits down next to me. He's like, yeah, goddamn, Pride Week. He's like, and I was like, oh yeah? And I'm just talking to him, just to see what, because my thing is I like getting people riled up. I like to hear their controversial opinions. I like to listen to them, whatever. And Roger's like telling me about it. He's like, I don't have a problem with the gays. I just don't know why we always have to celebrate a month for everyone. And I was like, what do you mean, Roger? Elaborate. And Roger's like, well, you got the black month, and then you got the Hispanic month, you got the gay month. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, where's my white month? And I'm like, there's white. I was like, every month's white month. He's like, but then where's all my white holidays at? And I was like, there's plenty of white holidays. He's like, name one, Christopher Columbus Day. Name another, St. Patrick's Day. Name it, St. Valentine's Day. 4th of July. And then he's just like, well, all right, whatever. And then I just keep getting him riled up on this shit, and I see my other coworker walk in and sit next to us, and then Roger starts talking to them, and I'm like, shit, my break's up, all right, whatever. So I get up and I start walking out, and as I was walking out, you know how Spider-Man came out at the beginning of June? So I look back at Roger, I'm like, hey Roger, you know Spider-Man's black now? He goes, what? And I slammed the door and run out that bitch. I hauled like a motherfucker, dude. I couldn't get out of there fast enough, dude. Yeah, no, but I like talking to controversial people just because it makes me laugh. Like, I'm really neutral on every political spectrum. But you remember that like Ben Shapiro fucking like knockoff guy that was here a couple weeks ago? I didn't know he was here. I fucking wish I knew he was here, dude. I would've went over and started hell. I would've been throwing gasoline on a fire. I'd have dressed up like fucking Uncle Sam and held a big ass sign. Stupid ass shit. I would've started my own little like stand next to him and had more. I would've like done whiteface or something, dude. But like, I don't really have to do whiteface because I'm real wet on shit. So like, if the light hits me just right, I change pigments. My credit score starts going up. Banks start approving me for loans. I'm the head of the HOA. I start getting in-ground pools and shit. And then I'm like, hell yeah. And then they look at me and they're like, is that an accent on your name? And I'm like, shit. There goes my fucking HOA, there goes my suburban home, there goes my bank loan. And then my in-ground pool gets turned into an above-ground pool that I got from my Theo. Yeah, and I don't know, this first-generation college student, I'm a Mexican, it's pretty cool. I like it, I recommend it. I really like being Mexican. If I wasn't Mexican, I'd want to be the white dude at the quince. That's like... Yeah, no, and then I like, cause I'm a first generation college student, my mom's really proud of me and shit. She likes to brag to all her friends, like, my mijo's a first high school graduate, and now he's going to college. And now I'm up here doing fucking stand-up. So, yeah. But like, I had my buddy look at my like financial aid the other day, just cause I don't really know what I'm looking at, and he works at like the student aid office. I just like, can you just take a look at it? Can you just let me know how I'm doing, if I'm chilling or not? He's like, yeah. He looks at it and he's like, oh, all right, max, you got the max amount of that, max Pell Grant, you got max student aid. I was like, okay. And I was like, what's that mean? He's like, I'm not gonna lie. He's like, this is the most student aid I've ever seen someone get. And I was like, what's that mean? He's like, you're one of the poorest people I've ever met. And I was like, I appreciate it, dude. I'm glad to know. But like, I got my little goon squad up here, but nothing hits the same as having your homies back home. I miss my like, because I have 3 best friends, right? My best friend Lucas, who I met in 3rd grade. I have my best friend Ethan, who I met in my freshman year science class, and I met my best friend OJ, who I met in my freshman PE class, right? And I'll just like tell a couple stories. Like when I walked out my dorm this morning, and the smoke hit me, I was like, damn, It smells like I'm in a fucking Catholic mass right now. And then I was like, or Lucas is in town, because Lucas is the biggest pothead I know, dude. Like that, like he senses changes in the atmosphere when that like, he can just sense when you have weed on you, dude. I love him, great guy, amazing. Me and Ethan, I remember we had freshman year science class together, right? And we went to like the laboratory like next door at the second floor. And you guys know how they have like the emergency showers for like the chemical spills or whatever? And I was telling Ethan, I was like, dude, I bet you that shit don't even work, dude. He's like, I bet it do. And I was like, nah, it fucking don't. I bet you I could pull it and nothing will come out. Go ahead, pull it. I walk over and I yank that shit down and like nasty brown shit water came out and splashed everywhere. I jumped out the way and I was like, oh shit. Me and Ethan started laughing because now it's pouring water. It's an empty classroom. It starts pouring water everywhere. And I try to like put it back up and I couldn't do it. And then I broke the handle. And then we look at each other and we're like, let's just fucking run, dude. Threw the handle down, we booked it out. We're laughing our asses off, booked it out the other way and ran away. And then we started like getting text messages and like little calls. And, oh my God, I'm gonna change the music real quick. I can't focus when fucking Katy Perry's playing in my ear. Yeah, anyway, so we book it out and our friends start calling us and texting us and they're like, dude, someone pulled the fucking shower on the second floor of the school. And I'm like, oh, swear? They're like, it flooded the entire second floor. And I'm like, swear. Did you guys hear what happened? Did anyone know who it was? They're like, we heard two little girls running off. And they finished pulling it. Made out like a fucking bandit, dude. But one time, it was me, OJ, and Lucas. We didn't make out like bandits. We were shoplifting from Walmart. Never mind, not we. They asses were shoplifting from Walmart. I was innocent, right? So we go into the Walmart, and my buddy Ethan, he's a fucking klepto. He's got an issue with stealing shit. It gives him like a rush, whatever. So me, Ethan, and Lucas, and OJ drives me, and then Lucas and Ethan drive themselves. And we go in, and I was telling OJ, I'm like, yeah, they got like I was watching Atlanta, and I was like, yeah, there's a no chase policy thing, blah, 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 whatever. And so we go throughout the entire store, whatever, and then Ethan and OJ are stealing. And then Lucas like grabs me, and he pulls me away, he's like, hey, don't stand next to them right now, bro. And I'm like, oh, I got you, dude. And so then we go walk off, and then we start, they scan their shit, and we start walking out the front door. And then this like little old lady walks out in front of me and OJ, and she's like, can I see your guys' receipt? And I tell him, oh no, our two buddies who walked that way took our receipt with them. And OJ's not good at lying. And he's like, I threw it in the trash, dude. And I was like, this motherfucker's gonna get us caught. And so then it's like whatever, and he talks his way past this little old lady, and we start walking away, and then this fat ass ginger dude jumps in front of us, and I look at him like, let's just run, dude. But then I realized I had chanclas on, and I was like, we're not gonna make it far. They bring us back to the little room or whatever, like the little security room, and they sit us down there, what were you guys doing in the store? And we're like, well, shit, I don't know. Me and Lucas didn't steal. I'm like, shit, we didn't do nothing. Like, we know you guys stole. We're gonna call the sheriff. I was like, call the sheriff. He ain't gonna do shit. I was like, I hope they process me. I get a funny little mugshot. I give a better one than when I was 8, and now I can have like a Tyler the Creator profile picture whenever I like post on Instagram. But then they're like, we know you guys stole, and I'm like, prove it. Prove I stole, and whatever. So we sit there quiet, and then Ethan's standing next to me while I'm sitting in the chair, and Ethan leans in and he's like, hey, bro, don't worry. They don't got shit on us, dude. We're good. And he leans back up. And then on this, probably the biggest TV I've ever fucking seen. The most clear 4K footage. This is the clearest footage I've ever fucking seen of him clearly stealing. Him clearly putting shit in his pocket. And I look at him and I turn, I was like, they don't have shit on us? I was like, they don't got shit on me. They got yo ass, dude. I hope they call the sheriff, because I'm gonna be smiling in the back of that squad car this time. Yeah, but whatever, we go through that. And I guess I'll tell this joke. It's an older joke, but I really like it because I think it's funny, Like, I grew up as a Mexican dude, and I grew up without a dad, right? So I got to see, like, I have a different perspective, and I could see how, like, male Latino role models are in life. They're not great, okay? A lot of them are like alcoholics. A lot of them are like, not good to their kids, not good to their wife and shit. So me, I'm like, I have to set a good role model for my nephews, for my like little brothers and shit, and for my cousins. I want to set a good role model for them so they have someone to look up to and someone they want to try and be like, So that's why compared to like all their dads who are like all alcoholics and shit, which I'm like, come on, man. They just like go work and come home and just drink and go to bed, whatever. So I come up here at the NAU and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing shit different. I'm gonna start going on hikes, start going like, talking to people, just being a good productive person, while also being an alcoholic. It's not about fixing the problem. It's just about progressively getting better so someone else can fix the problem eventually. And then like I called my cousin JT one time, or I just, because I literally, I look up to JT and I'm like, I hope JT thinks I'm cool. I hope JT thinks I'm a cool ass cat, And so I'm talking to him one day, and he's like, oh, so dude, how's NAU? How's college? I'm like, because he didn't go to college. And I was like, oh, it's pretty cool, dude. I really like it. He's like, oh, I got a question for you, dude. And I'm like, what's up? He said, you get play up there? And I'm like, motherfucker, you think I get play? Motherfucker, I drive a bicycle. And it's like, we started laughing, whatever. And he's like, are you for real? And I'm like, what am I supposed to say if let's say like I get the chick, right? Like, what am I supposed to say when I walk in and I drop my pants and she sees my fucking SpongeBob underwear and my goddamn my Minecraft socks on, dude? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, dude? Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's just about all I got, but that's just about all you need. Wu-Tang.
Spot, can you see it?
Hello, is it working? Yes. Alright, so good evening, everyone. I'm starting, so all the talented people get to come up after me. And I usually tell jokes. I don't know. It's always the hardest part is getting it started. But I guess I'll start off with just breaking the ice here. I don't have a dad. I grew up with that one. It's pretty cool. Not having a dad used to be cool. It used to be really cool. Like back in the day. But then everyone's dad was like, I'm leaving too. Like, anyone here grew up without a dad? I can tell. It's just something you can just see and you can just recognize it immediately. Anyway, so I've been doing stand-up for like a year or so. And I usually post my shit on Instagram because I think it's funny. And my brother, he watches a lot of my shit, and he's a big supporter of me. And I was talking about it the other day, and then it turns out I'm not even my brother's favorite comedian. And I was like, why am I not your favorite comedian? And he was like, well, you're always on your phone all the time, dude. And so this entire set, I'm gonna be on my phone in spite of it. So I'm gonna start off. Fuck, dude, I keep saying start off. This is such a nerve-wracking idea because you have so many blank faces staring at you. I feel like I'm getting judged every time I come up. It's great, I love it. But, so I have my best friend back home, his name is Ethan. And me and him went on this trip back in high school, because we're at called FCCLA. Anyone here part of FCCLA? It's like future career leaders of America, of Arizona, or something like that. It's a cool little thing, little shindig you go over. And me and Ethan, we went, and there's like this little dance they have, and me and Ethan are there. And I have I'm chilling next to him, and we have like a little gang going, we're cracking jokes, talking, and then I have this random girl runs up to me, and she looks like she's about like 16, and I was 17, gonna turn 18, so I was like, well, fuck. And she starts talking to me, she's like, oh, blah, 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 I think you're really cute, do you have a number, what's your name? And I was like, actually, and I put my arm around Ethan, and I was like, this is my boyfriend. And Ethan immediately jumps up, and he's like, hell no, I ain't your boyfriend, bro. And then I started laughing, and I was like, what's the problem with being gay, dude? I'm trying to get him into admit he's homophobic, and I'm like, what's wrong with being gay, bud? What's wrong with this? It's not being gay, it's dating you. I could do way better than you. And I took that shit personally. So I started talking, I'm like, what do you mean you do better than me? He's like, dude, you're fucking skinny and shit. He's like, you talk too much, you're broke, you're autistic. It's like, it's all this like mean ass shit he's saying to me. Did you ride the short bus growing up? No? Did anyone in here ride the short bus growing up? I rode the short bus growing up. I don't know if any of you can tell. It sucks when I tell people that, and then they're like, yeah, I can fucking tell you rode the short bus growing up. Anyway, I work at Home Depot. I love my job there. Anyone else? You work at Home Depot? No? Damn it, bro. Got my hopes up. But I like Home Depot because you can talk with a lot of tradesmen, a lot of like union work, like a lot of people who actually do hard ass work when I just, do minimum wage. And it's so funny when I talk with them because they're always like, boy, you know shit about work. I done worked there. Oh, that voice is so fucking hard to do. And it's so quiet and so faint. I'll just do my normal voice. But they're always like, dude, I just worked a 14-hour shift with 3 broken legs, boy, you don't know shit about work. And I'm like, hell no, I don't know shit about work. I'm like, I coast easy, bro. And I work in plumbing, so they're like, are you even a real plumber? I'm like, no, but I play one on TV. And then they're like, is there ever a time you're not, a smart ass? And I was like, is the Pope black? Or is the Pope black? And Anyway, let me just keep moving real quick. I'm not really, dude, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm feeling out of it today. I'm gonna cut it short today.
Trying to get up there. And I like to egg them on and tell them to gun it, just get them stuck. That's my thing, though. But I think I'm just a chaotic neutral kind of guy. What do I got next? This one's a joke idea I really like, but I can't figure out how to write a joke on it. So if any of you guys can figure out a funnier thing with this joke idea, you can take it. It's smoking cigarettes casually versus smoking cigarettes competitively. I can't make it work. I've tried. Another joke idea I couldn't really get to work was, so I did another open mic a week ago over at KJack. They're really cool. Awesome little vibe they got going. But I had this joking idea in my head, and I was like, this shit's fucking hilarious, right? I asked my roommate, he's like, that's really clever, really funny, you should say it. I asked my buddy Kyler, he was like, that's really funny, really clever, you should say it. I asked my buddy Dylan Heyer, who I name dropped, who's also, he's a soaker, don't let him tell you any different. But I was like, this joke is clever, it's funny, I got this, this is down, this is what I'm gonna walk out on, right? And then I told the joke and it didn't fucking land. The punchline was like, I can't suck my own dick, my ribs get in the way. So it's kind of hard to work with. But I was trying to like make it work and I couldn't do it. No matter how much I sat there and I tried, and then it kept fucking me over, right? But then I got in like a little bad headspace and I was like, I'm not fucking funny, it's whatever. But then I was like, dude, who am I kidding? I'm the funniest fucking guy I know. Yeah, I'm hilarious, you know? And I let my narcissism take on. I'm like, I'm the sexiest, awesome, most cool motherfucker I know. I would suck my own dick if my ribs wouldn't get in the way. That's who going, dude. That's who going. This one, I really like this joke because this one hits close to home for me. It's a really personal joke. It's I can't shit in public restrooms, no matter how hard I try. It's my thing is just like, I refuse to take a shit when someone's grunting and coughing up a fucking loogie next to me. And like, they clearly need to go see a fucking doctor. And I'm like, I'm worried for them now. I'm like, dude, I gotta step in and give this motherfucker the high. But anyway, so like, I live in McConnell. I mean, the McConnell, you know, McCompton, the awesome. I love that place. The culture is amazing. The infrastructure is terrible. The building is 2 years younger than interracial marriage. It's a fun fact. My favorite fact, actually. So anyway, so like, I hate when I try to use the restroom there because I have to go on like a fucking journey to go find a restroom I'm comfortable in because I don't want to shit when there's people, you know, masturbating and stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking rip the band-aid off, alright? But yeah, I have to go on like a little journey. I have to game plan where I'm like, damn, do I do homework or do I go look for a restroom for 45 minutes, right? Like, I have to like pack my bag and shit. It's like the Oregon Trail. I have to like prepare for a fucking journey for this, you know? And poor fucking Jonathan's gonna die from dysentery because I can't shit in a public restroom. Yeah, I guess I think I should tell a story now. I like this story because it is where I'm from. So I grew up in the hood, in the ghetto. And so I was like a little hood rat kid. I would fucking run around with a little bike gang. We had BMX bikes. We weren't that cool. We're also poor. Don't forget that. But the point is, because it's probably like the last thing that really caused me to move out of the hood was the time when I broke into someone's house and I got arrested. So I was like fucking 9 or 8, right? With my other little 8 and 9-year-olds. I don't know why we thought it was a good idea. We're like, dude, let's break in this fucker's house and rob him in broad daylight while our parents let us go out and play outside. So we go in, and I throw rocks at this motherfucking screen door and his window. And we go through the screen door, we grab a TV and everything, we clear out like the fucking living room or whatever, we start cashing out. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go and get these rocks so they can't look at our fingerprints. Which doesn't make any sense because they didn't have my fingerprints in the first place, but I'm a dumbass 8-year-old kid, doesn't know what I'm doing. So I sneak to the back of the house, right? And I'm in the hallway picking up the rocks, and I look up in the master bedroom, I'm like, dude, we can hit one leg, bro, we can get in there. So I crack the door open, and this motherfucker is sitting up straight in his bed watching me fucking rob him. He could have shot and killed me, thankfully he didn't. But like, it scared me to death. And so I jumped up, I threw the rocks back at him, and we ran out that thing. We started dipping. And so we get about halfway through the alley, and then a fucking sheriff pulls up. And the sheriff grabs our bikes, throws them in the back of his truck, and we get in. And then, you know, he's telling us, you guys are, he's not being mean about it, but he's like telling us like, you guys are really, you guys are the ones that's robbed. We're like, no, we didn't. Being calm, cool, collected, you know, I know my rights. So we start going through, and then they drive us to our houses where our parents can see us, just so they can tell our parents, hey, we arrested your fucking kid. You can pick him up at the department, whatever, right? Now, I tell everyone that I was calm, cool, collected, and I was being a little tough motherfucker, telling the sheriff that I ain't gotta be scared of you. But you ask anyone that actually seen it, and they will tell you what really happened, and that is that I cried like a bitch in the back of that squad car. I had mocos and shit, tears running down my face. And I wasn't scared of the cop, I was scared of my mom when I got home, because she was gonna whip the shit out of me. Yeah. Let me see what else I got here. So y'all know Dylan White, the albino rhino that came up here earlier? I tell him that should be his name, but he doesn't want that name. That shit's hard, right? The albino rhino. Y'all should, when he comes back up here, tell him to take that. Tell him to make that his name, right? But anyway, so Dylan always had an Android, and we make fun of him all the time because it sucked ass adding him to group chats and now the messages are green. So then he finally got an iPhone, dude. It was crazy. We were all hyped. It was like when humanity went from copper swords to bronze swords. We were so happy. But then he was chilling on the phone. He was chilling on the bed with two of his phones. He was sending the information, but we're making fun of him, and we're telling him like, dude, you got two trap phones. That's what it is. We're making fun of him. We're like the Future song, you know? And so we were like, is the Androids for the plug or the hose? And he's like, you gotta have the Android for the plug, so they think you're poor, so they don't try to upsell you. And the iPhone, you gotta have the blue messages for the bitches, dude, alright? I like this joke just because I get to do a funny impression I think is funny. It's a moonshine joke. Drink responsibly. Take it, bud. I got some moonshine called starter fluid. Because it'll start a car, start a fight, start a family if you ain't careful. I like that, Joe. That shit's funny. Let me see. Dude, I checked the forecast because I want to see how much snow it was. It said, what did it say, like 2.6 inches or something like that, right? So next time someone says 2 inches ain't enough, tell them 2.6, shut down all the classes on campus. Make sure you tell their asses that. So I guess I'll end it on this. This joke is, because, you know, I'm a poor college kid. I don't know how to make the money for fast food, right? So I get this ingenious fucking idea where I'm like, I got it. I'll legally marry my best friend so that I can get hella money from fast food, right? So that my best friend Luke has been my best friend since 3rd grade. He's the homie, right? Anyway, so my best friend Lucas from 3rd grade, I go up to him and I'm like, Lucas, legally marry me. We'll sign a little document so we can't take each other's shit when we get divorced, but legally marry me so we can get hella money from fast food. And he's like, that's a stupid fucking idea. Why would we do that? And I'm like, dude, let's do it. We get so much money. He's like, you know what? I talked him into it. I smooth talked him into it. You know, I basically convinced him to marry me. So then now I imagine it's like a Chuck and Larry kind of thing, where we have to prove our gayness in court, or else we're going to prison for fraud. So now I gotta basically like the whole like thing's down, and it's down to like me and Lucas. Now I'm like, Lucas, we have to have sex to prove we're gay, dude. It's like there's nothing gay about this. My dick has to go on your butt, or else. And then he's like, no, dude, I'm not having sex with you. And then I'm like, dude, we either have sex right now, or we have sex with Bubba from Cell Block A. It's your fucking choice. Alright, that's it, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, boo! Fucking bum! Get off the stage! Kill yourself! I'm fucking with you. Last time I went and I performed here, I got anxiety really bad on the stage. And I actually had to cut my set short because I pussied out, alright? I can make up excuses and all that, but truth be told, you know, I'm a pussy. If I wasn't a pussy, I wouldn't be doing stand-up. But I don't know, like last time I did my set, I started off with like a joke that was like, I just made fun of people that didn't have dads. And no one laughed at it. And if you didn't laugh at that joke, I get why your dad left you, you know? Like, I get why my dad left me, like it made, like look at me, it makes sense. But, my bad. Like, I remember like the last time I see my dad when he was like walking out. And he like looks at me and he's like, all right, catch you later, bud. And I was like, see ya. And then he left. It was like 8:30, and then it was like 9:30, and I checked the time, and I was like, oh, okay, it's been an hour. It's taking a little bit to get back. And it was like 10:30, and I was like, it's getting kind of late. I hope he's okay, dude. And I was like, 11:37, and I was like, this fucker ain't coming back.
And I got up, went to the door, I locked it, turned around to the dog, and I was like, hey man, look, this little pit bull. I was like, it's just me and you in here. We got each other, we gotta go through this. You know, I got your back, you got mine. And then I turned my back to get him something. And I turned back and the dog was gone. Dog ran away. That's a joke. The dog actually ran away before my dad. I think my dad got the idea from the dog. But like, I remember like I imagine my dad talking to me, and I was like convincing him. I was like, yeah, dude, you know, because my dad actually he didn't leave till I was like 10 years old, right? So I'm like, dude, you're fucking halfway old. You might as well fucking stick it out, you know? Be like a fucking NFL player, like an NBA player or something. And he looks at me. He's like, nah, dude, you're Mexican. You're gonna get like 5'10" at best. Your head's a little big, got a bit of a wobble when you walk. You're not very athletic. You don't have many talents. He's like, look, dude, it's like a business decision. I think it's best in my interest and your interest if I just don't stick around. And then I was like, you know what, man? Makes sense. You're a 37-year-old alcoholic. You have felonies and no high school diploma. I'm holding you back. It's all you. Go out there and kick ass, dude. But like, and my mom, she has like this like boyfriend. She doesn't admit it. She just says it's her friend, and I know she's fucking lying because that's what I said. And she's always like, and she's always like going off to Phoenix and shit. And I'm always like, I'm curious. I like to ask her, look, I'm like, oh yeah, who's this like, you know, this Tony guy in your phone? And she's like, no one. And I brought it to my brother one day, and I was like, you know this Tony guy my mom's always texting? He's like, yeah, dude, it's like your little boyfriend. And I was like, have you met him? He's like, yeah, I've met him. I was like, I haven't met him. And Martine's like, yeah, I think she's ashamed of you or something like that, dude. No, dude. And back to my dad being, you know, out of my life. I used to be able to look up his name on Google, and I would hit images, and I could find his mugshot from when he was arrested. And I was like, dude, this is cool. Anytime I want, I can see my dad. And then I was like, once I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, dude, you want to see my dad? And I looked up his name, and I like looked in the images, and I couldn't find the mugshot. And I was like, no way. So I like tried to look up the police report and like his like court hearing and shit, and I couldn't find it. I could not find any information of him. And the first thing I thought of was, no fucking way he vanished again. No way he did this shit 2 times. And then I thought, no way I fell for this shit 2 times. He's the GOAT, dude. He's the GOAT. You gotta pay credit where credit is due. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, dude. He fooled me twice. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I miss you, Dad. Fuck no, I don't miss him. Fuck that prick. I guess I'll talk about. I said this FCCLA trip story last time, where basically me and my best friend Ethan went on this school trip to like this country club thing. And we had to present something, I'll cut it short. Basically, this like 16-year-old girl, we were like 17 at the time, and the 16-year-old girl walks up to me and him, and she was like, hey, I think you're really cute, can I have your number? And I'm in my head, and I'm like, I'm not fucking with no fucking 16-year-old chick. So I stand next to Ethan, and I start to wrap my arm around his waist, and I was like, this is actually my boyfriend. And then Ethan fucking jumps up, and he's like, I'm not your boyfriend, dude, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm trying to egg him on to get him to be like, to like admit he's homophobic or something. I was like, oh, what's wrong with being my boyfriend, dude? He's like, it's not the boyfriend, it's the fact that it's you. Yeah. I'll talk about, so recently, I don't know if, who in here has a driver's license? Do you guys, okay, my bad. Who here doesn't have a driver's license? I used to be in the same boat, but this summer I actually finally got my driver's license. Thank you. And I remember going into my exam, and I was scared. I was like, I'm not gonna pass it, because I get nervous really bad. I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hand is shaking. But I was like, oh, I'm not. I was like, I'm getting in my head and shit. And I was like, this is really bad. I was like, I'm not looking forward to this. And then I'm sitting in the waiting room for my driver's test, and this is not a fucking joke. This is not a lie. I'm dead serious. This Amish chick walks out, and she's like, I passed my driver's exam. And I was like, if she passes, I got a pretty good fucking chance. You know, if an Amish chick on a horse and buggy passes her exam, I was like, fuck, dude, line them up, dude, put it on red. I might have a chance with this one. Yeah, I have this joke, like this punchline, this joke idea. I don't know how to make it work. I'm still trying to work it out, but I'm really proud of it. I think it's really funny. It says, build a wall and send all the white people back to where they're from, Boulder, Colorado. I'm still working on that one. Any ideas you guys can help me out with that one, let me know. I guess I'll talk about I actually, when I went home a while back for family reunion, I got into a car accident, like a bad one. I was making a left turn across an intersection, and this Suburban ran, like I had my green arrow, I started making my turn, and the Suburban is hauling ass at me, like big ass SUV. And in my head, I'm like, oh dude, it's coming fast. They'll slow down, bro, I'm good. Keep making my turn. They keep getting closer and closer and closer. I'm like, this motherfucker's not slowing down. They're gonna hit me. So I try to cut left, and instead of hitting my passenger door, they hit my rear passenger and spun me out. And then I was like, no way, I just wrecked my mom's car. Because I don't have a car because I'm poor. But I get out, and I look at the car, and the whole like back wheel is in and sideways. And I have a bunch of people in the intersection yelling at me and cussing at me. They're like, move your fucking car, dumbass, it's drivable. And I was like, I can't drive a car that has a wheel that's parallel to the ground. But I'll try my best, man. And so then, like, cops show up. Actually, no, this is not all. I called the police in my hometown. And I was like, yeah, I was actually just in a car accident. They're like, oh, where is it? I was like, intersection of this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they fucking hang up on me. 911 hung up on me. I can't believe that. But the cop shows up, and then the cop's like, what happened here? And I was like, I was making a turn, and she hit me. And then he started, and he was like, this is actually our 5th car accident of the day. It's a record. We actually broke the record for the car accidents, in our town. And I was like, oh shit, I was like, I broke the record? He's like, yeah. I was like, do I get like a plaque or something? Do I get like an award? He goes, no, you get a fucking citation, dumbass. And so they start trying to give it to me, but luckily my brother was there, and he was like, no, he had the green arrow, he's good. And then I had some like random girls behind me when they were like, no, he was good, he had the right of way. She ran the light and hit him. Doesn't matter, but I was like sitting here in the whole car accident, no matter how cool, calm, and collected you think you are, it's not a pleasant thing to go through. It's bad, it's annoying. But I think the worst part of my entire like car accident was when I look across the intersection and I see this bitch on a fucking horse and buggy, this Amish chick laughing at me as she drove by. That's just about all I got, guys.